It would always start with one snack. I'd tell myself, I've been doing so good, I deserve this treat. But after indulging in the snack, I would find myself unsatisfied, unfulfilled, and craving more. I'd tell myself, I can have another chocolate, I'll burn it off tomorrow. Snack after snack after snack. Each bite I took, I sunk deeper into a pit of shame and despair. And by the end of the night, I'd be laying in bed, eating a Nutella and bacon sandwich and feeling disgusted with myself. The shit I do for YouTube. Alright YouTube, how we doing? Now if you relate to that story, don't worry because I've lived through it more times than I'm proud to admit. In the past 4 years, I've been able to lose 200 pounds and keep it off. Throughout my journey, I did binge eat, I did screw up. But thankfully, during my weight loss journey, I was able to conquer my binge eating disorder and I personally haven't relapsed in over a year. So I'm going to be giving you 5 steps to overcome your binge eating disorder. Alright, so the first step that I took was I stopped being overly restrictive with my diet. During different parts of my weight loss journey, I became overly obsessive about the types of foods that I was eating. I started thinking, carbs are evil, gotta cut out carbs. Meats only, I'm gonna do the carnivore diet. Only natural foods are going into this mouth. I'm talking meat and nuts. Pause. When you cut out all of your favorite foods that you're used to eating and you go cold turkey and you're like, boom, never eating that shit again. Guess what? You are lying to yourself. You are gonna eat those foods again, alright, you're human. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. The most important thing is that you're making progress with your weight loss. And that is something that people can easily forget. It's not about the foods that you're eating, it's about the amount of food that you're eating. Now, if you're eating high protein, you're gonna maintain muscle and you might even gain muscle during your weight loss transformation. But if you cut out junk food entirely, you're gonna get intense cravings and it's very unsustainable. But I found that when including smaller amounts of food that I enjoy into my everyday diet, I was able to still hit my calorie goal, hit my protein goal, lose weight, and get rid of intense cravings. And I was much less likely to binge eat because earlier that day I had that chocolate bar that I really wanted. I had that little bit of ice cream. Okay, I had that popcorn when I was in the cinema. But guess what? I counted the calories. I still made sure I had enough protein that day. I made sure that I didn't eat too many calories that day and there were absolutely no problems and my weight loss continued. And I was still able to enjoy the foods that I enjoyed. So by the end of the night, I wasn't thinking, oh my God, I need to eat this, I need to eat this, I need to eat this. I didn't get into that frenzied, crazy state of mind where you just want to eat. Because I'd already enjoyed food that day. Alright, so the second step I took was after every single binge, I started journaling about what caused me to binge eat. What emotions were I feeling? Was I feeling sad? Was I feeling lonely? Maybe I was just bored. And then I started to journal about, okay, what could I have done instead? What would have helped me resolve those emotions? Maybe I could have talked to a friend. Maybe I could have went for a walk. You want to have a good think about what could have taken your mind off those cravings, but why were you having those cravings in the first place? I feel like often it comes down to you're missing something in your life. It's like there's something missing. Maybe you're not spending enough time with family members. Maybe you're not talking to your friends enough. Maybe your friends aren't talking to you enough, and that's a conversation that you need to have. But clearly, there is something missing in your life that you're not getting. Maybe it's part of your diet. Maybe you are being too restrictive and you're missing those foods. Maybe it's simply just that you're missing those foods. But it could be your emotions. So I found that journaling about my binge eating helped me understand why I was doing it. Right, so the third thing I started doing was I started incorporating higher volume foods into my diet. Now this looks like konjac noodles, aka diet udon noodles. You could eat broccoli rice, whole grain rices. You could eat jellies, raspberries, blueberries, Greek yogurt. Foods that are very low in calorie and very high in volume. That way, when I had that craving to just eat, I'm able to do it in a healthy way where I'm still not going over my calorie deficit, but I am able to sit down for a solid 20 minutes and enjoy my food. And while we're talking about enjoying your foods, we're on to step number 4, which is conscious eating. If you're like the older version of me, then you get whatever food that you wanted to get, right? And you sit down and the television's on and you're just fuck, it's all gone. I didn't even get to enjoy it. What the fuck? That's what I'd be like because I'd be eating my food like a brain dead zombie, watching YouTube, eating our food. I feel like that's a very common thing, right? You might have seen that meme online where it's like eating food without YouTube and they just like, it like sucks because people are so used to getting like the dopamine from watching TV and eating their food at the same time. But you see, when you do that, you're going to eat your food faster. You're not fully going to be able to enjoy that food. And then you're going to be left unsatisfied, unfulfilled, and you're going to be much more likely to binge eat. But I found that if I turn the TV off and I actually focus on the food that I'm eating, I'm able to enjoy it much more. I eat it slower, I actually enjoy the experience. And then by the time that I'm done eating, I'm like, yeah, that was nice. I actually feel like satisfied. I feel fulfilled. Whereas if I was just watching TV, it would be gone within an instance and I'd be like, well, fuck, I didn't even get to enjoy it. So step number 5 is I personally started to try meditating. Look, I know what people think when people mention meditating. They think, okay, yeah, that's for hippies. I'm not doing that. But look, okay, I thought the same thing just give it a try. You see, what it does is it helps you become more aware of your thoughts. You become sort of like self-aware about the actions that you're taking in life. And then when you get that thought to binge eat, you'll suddenly become like more aware of that thought, and you'll have more like self-control over it. And you're like, yeah, but wait a second, like, I actually don't want to do this. Like, yeah, I'm hungry, but I have a goal of losing weight. I want to look better. I want to feel healthier. You start to think to yourself, like, eating this food goes completely against my goals right now. Why would I go against myself in that way? Why would I take an action that goes against my main goal in life right now? You know, you're gonna put the bowl down. You're gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna eat that. A really good app that I use personally for meditation is called Waking Up. Pretty sure there's like a 7-day free trial, but you can apply for a free scholarship and then they give you a year's free subscription. So if you click the link in the description, I'm not sponsored, but check them out. It is a really good app. Make sure to check them out. All right, so those were the 5 steps that I personally took to overcome my binge eating disorder. But look, if you do find yourself binge eating again, please do not starve yourself the day after. It's not gonna fix it, because then after that day of fasting, the next day you are gonna have intense cravings to binge eat again, because the day before you were so hungry. You're gonna do it all over again. It's gonna become like a vicious cycle. It's gonna be this pattern of starving yourself and binging and starving and binging. You need to break the cycle by setting up a sustainable weight loss plan. Okay, you need to set a calorie goal that you can actually stick to and include foods that you enjoy throughout your diet. Don't be too restrictive, okay? Make sure that you're still able to enjoy your diet while losing weight. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and all that, and I'll see you in the next one.